it's time to determine who had the best 12-hour tattoo of the day.
I feel like we see 4 good tattoos, but Josh, for me, everything that we've tested on in this competition, this tattoo knocks it out of the park. You've been drawing your designs, you've been doing things that were out of the box. You made tattoos that were fun to look at. That is what we look for in this competition. Definitely Josh.
Your first shot to make a team is happening right now. You will have 6 hours to tattoo any style, any subject matter. Your canvases are completely open and have been randomly assigned. Your tattoo must speak for itself because these tattoos will be judged blind.
Oh, very nice.
Level playing field.
In this industry, a lot of people, even though there are competitions, they tend to kind of shy away from it. So when they see me come in being competitive, they're like, oh, this dude's just an asshole. It's like, nah, man, if there's a prize to win, I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna come in here as public enemy #1 with a hell of a bullseye on my back.
A lot of people are gonna look at me and go, oh boy.
I've won every award you can, and one of the last ones left on my list is to win the title of Ink Master.
I want to be on DJ's team.
I'd love to work with him. Keep working, don't worry about me. I'm creeping.
You are who I'm most worried about in this competition.
I'm freaking out. Josh Payne is a legend.
All right, guys, this is the blind critique.
Oh, let's go.
The artist could tattoo any subject and any style. Let's see how they did.
I love the flow and the composition and the way that it fits the arm. I would be gunning for this person.
If this is my buddy Josh, he's a beast.
Today, you had to tattoo whatever you thought would earn you a spot on one of the teams. Based only on your tattoos, each of you has been ranked by the judges and coaches. If you made it into the top 9, you'll get to choose which team you want to be on. For this round, only 3 spots are available per team. Second ranked tattoo of the day.
Yes. Yeah, baby.
Josh, which team do you pick?
As much as I gotta go with DJ, I gotta take a teammate too. And Matt kills him, so I gotta go with Team DJ.
Mr. Payne.
Welcome aboard.
For this elimination tattoo, you must prove that you have solid fundamentals by tattooing a maze.
Welcome to Ink Master.
That's creamy, man. I hope you guys got them lines.
The intricate patterns in a maze leave no room for error. Every line must be straight and perfectly spaced, or your tattoo will be a confusing mess.
Anything can go wrong in a maze. You gotta have the balls and confidence to pull a solid single pass line and make sure it's there and parallel to everything else.
We got this.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
My tattoo turned out as good as I ever would have wanted it, but our team could really be in trouble.
Today, you had to prove your fundamentals tattooing a maze. Let's see how you did. Team DJ, let's start with Josh. I think it's a killer tattoo. Lots of really great detail and texture in the alien himself.
But it's one of the simplest mazes in the room. It just takes you out of winning this thing.
Dude, we know you can tattoo. So a little less walking around running your mouth. How about really concentrating? That would have won.
Today, you must tattoo mythical gods. One team will tattoo Zeus, and one team will tattoo Hades. As ruler of the sky and king of the underworld, these gods emanate power on an epic scale.
Color illustrative Zeus and Pegasus on my arm.
Zeus and Pegasus on the lower arm.
She has an extremely tiny arm. She doesn't even have enough skin to put all that stuff on it.
Josh.
Me and you, girl. Full color Zeus and Pegasus. Steve played this really well. I'm the #1 guy to try to knock off.
Are you 110% sold on your form?
Yeah, pretty much.
My canvas's arm is thinner than my wrist. How am I gonna create the most powerful Greek god of all time and Pegasus on what might be the smallest canvas I've ever worked on?
That is super little.
I don't tattoo with a magnifying glass.
She will not move it.
No convincing on the spot change.
She was not touching it. Steve got me good with that one.
Right now, I'm super confident in Zeus's face, so I'm gonna add the Pegasus.
Just make sure that it doesn't look like 2 pieces when it's done, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Steve hit me with a curveball, and I'm gonna make him eat his words.
Today, Team DJ had to tattoo Zeus, the god of the sky. Josh.
I really like this face. I really like the dynamics. I really like the details. I really like the value and the tones and the shading.
You played a smart move here in putting this Pegasus in the background to give yourself some time to focus on the character itself.
But that one little cloud coming off the back of the wing needs more. If it's between you and one other person and you have these unfinished areas, that's what you gotta watch out for.
Today, you must use ingenuity to create mashup tattoos.
Mashup?
With two completely opposing styles, you must use ingenuity to weave these styles together in a way that makes sense and creates a cohesive design.
This is gonna get wild.
Colorful, realistic surfer, watercolor waves, and a neo-traditional shark.
You tan a lot?
Yes.
Old tan skin. Good luck with that.
Surfer, bro.
He's gonna be the worst one.
Josh.
Heck yeah, man. Tattooing old skin sucks. The elasticity of the skin's gone. Generally, it reacts a lot more like tissue paper, where when you try to run a line, it'll just cut. Are you opposed to doing your legs at all? Because they may be more white, a little cleaner, a little clearer, so we get bolder, brighter colors.
No, I'd rather have bought my arm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you're 100%
I
on
want
the arm,
to
I
like
get it.
finish all this and then go down there.
Smooth as butter.
That young skin, like a newborn.
They came at me hard with the skull pick. As soon as I ran that first line, I realized the thinness and the frailness of his skin. It almost ripped, so I'm not gonna be able to put in a lot of the bells and whistles and flares I would love to.
He wanted realism, but obviously with the skin tone and stuff, kind of structured a little bit more.
That's a good idea.
I know I'm not gonna win this one, but I know I'm not going home.
Today, you had to think outside of the box to create mashup tattoos. Let's see how you did. Josh.
Definitely 100% feel you got multiple styles going on in here. It looks pretty washed out already.
Yeah, he was just so red and tan that I actually tried to design the colors so when it faded, it held it.
I do feel that it's gonna be pretty light.
Today, you must create pixelated tattoos.
Pixelated? What? Damn.
Is there an instruction booklet for pixel tattoos? I have no idea how to make one of those.
A pixelated tattoo is taking an image and breaking that down into individual squares and individual colors.
They take forever to do.
Pixelated tattoos are a tough thing to pull off. These artists could get lost in their own interpretations.
What do you think of that?
Hell yeah. Killer.
If you're not crystal clear on what you're supposed to deliver, you will definitely end up on the bottom and potentially go home.
Today, you had to show precision by creating pixelated tattoos. Let's see how you did. Josh.
This is a smooth tattoo. Definitely you get the idea that this realistic image is turning into pixels and fading off into nothing.
When a room has a rough day and somebody just puts out something clean and nice, it's like, whew, word. It's a good-looking tattoo.
Today, you must prove your adaptability by tattooing the undead.
What?
From oozing wounds and rotting skin to decomposing hair and nails, you must use adaptability to turn the living into the undead.
I want an undead raven on my right arm.
He's darker skinned, too.
It's hard enough to do a raven tattoo, and then to try to make it look undead, that's almost impossible.
The raven. Oh my. That is tricky to pull off.
Josh. Right here, my man. Trying to pull off a raven in a tattoo in general is really difficult. They're a jet black bird. So achieving contrast and depth with a complexion like this, and it's gonna get even trickier.
All that, dude. Don't use that anymore.
Nope, I know. It's just that there's one spot.
I know how to handle this complexion. I've dealt with it hundreds of times. But right now, 2 or 3 lines just kind of cut open a little bit. If this whole tattoo turns out like those couple lines did, his whole arm's gonna look more undead than this raven. There's nothing I can do now. The trauma happened, it's in front of me. I have to do the best tattoo I could possibly do because the judges have one reason to send me home and I'm not gonna give them another.
You might have cut that dude. I'm telling you, the part that's lined, if I pour water on his arm, the water will run down and run right in that rib line.
That could be a huge game changer.
Today, you had to prove your adaptability tattooing the undead. Josh.
I like this tattoo. I love the little details in the mouth and the little sickness coming out of there.
You did a really great job leaving a lot of open skin so that it's very legible. No questions about it. This is a bird that's rotting on the ground and came back to life.
But there's multiple trauma spots. The lines on the rib cage, you can actually see there's trauma there.
I'll definitely own up to it 110%. That little nick happened, and I had to adjust quickly, and I had to make sure it didn't happen again.
But this is the best tattoo that's been done this whole competition. I would wear this thing, dude.
All right, your coaches have put you up for elimination. You have one final chance to save yourself. Tomorrow, the two of you must face off in a 6-hour tattoo. And based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines.
Dig it?
Yeah.
A realistic tiger can be very tricky because somebody has to know how to emulate different values of fur for the different values of stripes and colors in the tiger.
You give me that face done in 2 hours?
I hope so.
You have to be able to hit the textures of the mouth, precise with the whiskers, shiny with the eyes.
This whiskers right here is just a hair higher than the picture.
I might just fade that off anyway.
All around, there's a lot to a realistic tiger.
Thanks, Coach.
Even though me and Josh butt heads, we need to put our differences aside.
This is all pretty much one value. This weird
Yeah,
t-shirt shape, like almost.
I want to texture it.
Yeah.
I've showed him a few tricks to get through this challenge. Hopefully he listens to me for once and actually applies them.
Pay attention to your reference. Haven't seen you look at it once.
I can't lose another artist, especially Josh.
Still looking all right?
My tattoo right now is looking incredible. All the fur texture looks like you could run your fingers through it.
Well, my goal is not only to win, it's to show everybody in here what they're up against.
It doesn't matter who's on the other side of me. I'm not here to lose. Gary's a great competitor, but I'm sending him home today.
It looks awesome.
I've taken a lot of hate, a lot of people thinking that I don't deserve to be in the finale. I have to shut them all up, and I have to prove what I can do.
See how you got a lot of skin in your lines? Just change the tone from skin.
The first 2-3 years of my career tattooing, I was homeless. I literally lived in my car for a period of time. Struggling through everything I've gone through will all be kind of justified if I can make it to that final stage and if I can come out of this thing victorious.
Today, you faced off for your survival in this competition. Josh and Gary. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Let's start with Josh.
You do a beautiful tattoo here. You definitely captured the look of the tiger. I really like what you did on the hair coming out of the ears, and you really gave a strong swing at lining up all these whiskers and the backdrop of the fur against the whiskers. For me, the biggest letdown is gonna be the eyes.
Yeah, the one eye, she got to where she was moving, and I couldn't get her to sit still, and I think I just jogged it a little, and I had to overcorrect.
Obviously, I'm looking at it, and the focal point for me, that went,
yeah.
You show off quite a few different textures. You really hit the wetness of the bottom lip. The top teeth get a little bit away from you, like the one tooth that's a little more standing on its own. Yours is a little different than the reference. In the stripes underneath the face, all that fur and all the little lines you put in each stripe to really show the direction of the fur is amazing.
I really just shot for something that literally looked like it could leap right off his skin.
There's like 5 or 6 missed opportunities here. The pupil in the right eye is too far.
We talked about that.
The top tooth on the bottom where it's rounded in the photo.
Talked about that. Those are the points I talked about.
And the bottom tooth goes over the top lip, and it doesn't in the other one.
Noted.
Got me on that one.
Okay, I'm just saying, I mean,
no, I'm listening.
You want details,
I got you.
realism, we're gonna point them out.
I'm just saying, we got them all.
Okay.
It is a beautiful tattoo, man.
Thank you.
It is now time to determine who is going home.
You guys did not make this an easy decision.
The challenge was consistency. Gary's looks like someone totally different did those whiskers than the forehead. So to me, that's inconsistency.
At least both eyes are consistent. What's up with that wonky eye?
That's all you guys come back to.
But speaking as a non-tattooer, the first thing you look at is the eyes. And those eyes are jacked.
His ears are the wrong shape and they're wobbly. The whole face is twisted on an angle.
There's lots of inconsistencies in yours, too.
What's up with that eye?
What other problems? Okay, take his whiskers out, take my eyes out. He missed the whole mane, and his ears are wrong.
Bro, you missed the whole face.
Gary's whiskers take up 1/4 of his tattoo. Josh's is one little eye.
I have a hard time getting past the whiskers against that white fur. I don't know what the I'm looking at. My vote's for Gary.
These are 2 well-executed tattoos. Gary's does get a little more hard to read in the bottom half of the tattoo. That's the point that kills it for me. I gotta vote for Gary.
My vote's also for Gary.
The judges have decided, Gary, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. Today, you must show dimension by creating stonework tattoos.
What? I have no idea.
Dimension on stones.
To capture the strength and depth of carved stone, you must perfectly create textured cracks and deep divots so that your design looks like it is chiseled right out of your canvas's skin.
A 3D, color realistic, circular medallion with the 7 chakras and a lotus flower in the middle.
There is a bullets out there today. That girl is large with the lotus and the chakras.
Josh.
Right here.
Yeah. Oh, Joshua.
Team Steve, you just gave me probably one of the easiest pieces up there.
You didn't take no shots?
They've either given up on trying to take me out, or they just had no idea what a chakra is.
Chakras are all straight lines.
So I got a few ideas. The big one that kind of popped in my mind was to keep the chakras really crisp and clean and to kind of keep the lotus separated.
Okay, cool.
And then have the chakras carved out, glowing the color.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I love that.
It sounds like we're gonna be completely 100% on the same page.
I think so.
Okay, artist, you have 6 hours to create a stonework tattoo. And your time begins now.
Let's do it.
Hi, guys. For this elimination tattoo, we're testing dimension, and all the artists have to create stonework tattoos.
Gonna be dope.
Think that'll be fine?
Yeah.
The biggest thing in this challenge is showing a lot of different textures, cracks, beveled edges, and to make things really jump out and look dimensional on a 2D surface.
This is pretty important. I would make a new stencil.
Yeah.
All right. Today, you had to show dimension by creating stonework tattoos. Let's see how you did. Team DJ, you're up. Josh.
This thing is really hard to tell what's going on. The carved out figure could have been a little bit more legible. The chakras that are floating in there get a little muted.
He's the only one that did an actual rock for the rock challenge.
It's just what this piece really is up for grabs.
And today, you must tattoo Technicolor hot air balloons.
What? What is that, man?
Let every color inside.
Gosh.
Hot air balloon with a compass basket.
Damn. Give out that Josh. That's murder.
There are so many concentric circles in a compass itself that the compass basket, it's gonna be a lot to pull off.
It's a compass. Lines with lines with lines.
Josh.
Yep. Of course he gave me the compass basket. My canvas wanted a hot air balloon with a compass for a basket, and I swayed her into this really awesome design of this balloon carrying this mother whale and its infant. I can pull off a compass, but it's just not gonna be that cool.
I'd rather see a whale tied to a balloon than a
I
compass.
don't think it hits the challenge as much.
There's other people in the room. You don't have to worry about me all the time.
I'm never worried about you.
You haven't shut up about me and my piece since
You
guys
haven't
sat
shut up
down.
at all.
Oh, Stevesy, you're the coolest.
Today, you had to show flawless detail tattooing Technicolor hot air balloons. Josh.
It is a definite unique idea. I like the whales hanging by the ropes. I love the attention to detail in this netting that goes across with the shadow underneath. All these little squares and triangles that you've created, the color is solid in each one of those little areas.
I mean, looking at this compared to what I've looked at in the room, it's a relief.
Thank you, guys.
All right, judges, time to determine winner of best tattoo of the day.
For me, it's Josh.
What I like about this tattoo is that you were able to take an idea that was potentially pretty stiff and turn it into something artistically really interesting. Without a doubt, my vote is for Josh as well. Chris.
Unanimously, Josh.
The judges have decided the best tattoo of the day goes to Josh. Congratulations, man. Today, you must prove your mastery of technical application by tattooing the sternum. This painful and sensitive area of the body makes it an extremely difficult place to tattoo. Your application must be perfect.
The skin on the sternum is super thin, and it's really easy to create blowouts or cause trauma. And for the canvas, it sucks pain-wise.
Fine line black and gray mandala with realistic jewels and flowers.
Do you understand how hard it is to do a mandala in that area? It's very dependent on strong line work. Josh needs to get the mandala. He hasn't shown any good line work in this competition. That's his kryptonite, and it could send him home.
How does he look? fine line black and gray with realistic jewels.
I know he's gonna give me this one.
Josh.
Yep, right over here.
It's got my heart today.
Give me whatever canvas you want, but I'm definitely changing this thing. There's no way I'm doing a mandala on this girl.
Josh, pleasure.
Fire
Dude,
all of us.
Today, the artists are tattooing sternums. Technical application comes into play, applying the stencil of the design to the skin for a proper fit, and then, of course, application itself.
Obviously, I want it to be elegant and nice, but I also don't want to have to tattoo you for longer than we have to.
Yeah.
Testing these artists, we decided to give them the same portion of the body to tattoo, so that way we could see who the technicians are and aren't.
The mandala thing's just kind of overplayed, you know, and I would hate to see you have something that everybody's like, oh man, that's the same thing everybody has. So I'd rather give you something just wicked, just beautiful and elegant.
I'm open to ideas.
I mean, you could do a beautiful rose right in the middle,
Right.
and it'd be gorgeous. You know, something like that could look cool.
Yeah, I like that just because I love roses.
So this whole feel, you're totally down with something of this
I'm
nature?
totally, down.
Okay.
I can talk canvas into doing anything I want. She's gonna get a rose. That's it. Anthony, you screwed up again.
You sound like you're gonna be super easygoing, so that makes my life easy.
They can't break me down. There's nothing in this competition that's harder than the life that I've lived to get to this point.
Look at that thing, bro.
Yeah, I love it. And the whole thing's completely lined.
My love for tattooing cost me so much. It's cost me friendships, it's cost me relationships. There was hardship with my family for times where they thought I was throwing away my life. I wasn't willing to give up. And 15 years later, I'm standing on the top of this industry doing really, really well.
You learned something new.
Depth, value, everything's there.
Today, you had to perfectly apply a sternum tattoo. Josh.
Technically, you have a lot of really great shading. You do have very consistent clean line work. The layers you have of the petals, where you have the shadow cast from one layer to the next, give this thing the depth, and it comes out looking really beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Today, you must put your composition skills to the test and create negative space tattoos.
What?
Just as negative space can transform the way you look at things, you must change your perspective and create a masterpiece out of what is not there.
Say that in English.
Negative space is purposely leaving something untattooed. Just tattooing an image like you're used to, you're just flipping it and just tattooing the background instead to cut out your image.
A mountainous scene with trees and clouds, and the negative space is the sign for I love you.
Mountains, trees, and an I love you symbol, those things don't even go together.
Josh?
Right here.
That's what he wanted.
This feels like more of a gift than a threat right now. I like to do nature things, and in composition, a landscape is the easiest way to show that. I got handed the I love you ASL symbol in a mountain scene, and I'm struggling.
You gotta finish this thing.
I'm trying to get through it. It's just so much little in this little spot.
My piece doesn't flow the same way everyone else's does. I'm questioning everything I've done, and I'm losing it. Ink is everywhere, there's streaks on my face, it's a day.
The mental game is the worst part of this thing.
Today, you were being tested on composition with negative space tattoos. Let's see how you did. Josh.
The negative space that you put in here, showing off and depicting the hand, immediately resonates.
But I wish there was a little bit more sky. Right now, it reads as though that little hue was put there just so you could get the finger to read.
Some elements were forced.
It looks a little cut and paste, but overall, you hit the challenge.
Thank you.
For this elimination tattoo, you must step up your game and match your coach.
Oh my God.
Coaches, you must each create a line drawing that you and the artists on your team will tattoo on separate canvases at the same time, giving a true head-to-head comparison.
What? Trying to match someone as talented as DJ is gonna be really, really difficult.
Or I don't like that.
There's so much pressure right now. I have to take everything that I've learned from this competition and everything I've learned from DJ and put it into whatever this tattoo's gonna be and do it up to the level at which he can compete.
Coaches, the style and subject are completely up to you.
So.
You will have no input from your team, but your design decisions can make or break them.
If it was just me standing alone, it'd be one thing, but I have to match DJ. The pressure's so much higher. I've done a load of Hanya masks. I know what they look like. I'm adding a few extra lines in the hair. I really hope that this doesn't count as a knock against me, but I just feel it needs a little bit more fullness to it.
We'll see if it was the right choice or not.
Today, you had to prove that you can tattoo at the level of a master. You were being tested on finesse. Josh.
This tattoo is really punched in, really deliberate. You definitely kept to the same density of color and shading throughout the entire tattoo, which gives it a deep, dark tone base.
I like what you did with the bold black lines. I like the little skin breaks that you left along these jawbones, and they appear to be meticulously placed. This is about as solid as you can get.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at the master's tattoo. DJ.
This design actually has a lot of finesse to it. It's really smooth, it's really flowing, it's really well laid out.
I like the way that you etched out your pieces. That really served the concept of a wooden mask. The ropes on this are really nice. The flowers set in really nice. Overall, it's a really clean sticker tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's look at Josh versus DJ.
These guys mirror each other in a lot of ways, and the technical application on both of these tattoos really looks similar.
I love both takes of this drawing, and if I had to choose one, it would be difficult to make a choice, which to me reads as a match.
Josh is really just stamped in there perfectly. I say he hits it.
I say he does too.
Unanimous.
Congratulations, Josh. You have matched your coach and are safe from elimination.
Thank you. Bring it on.
Get ready for one of the toughest challenges in Ink Master history.
What are they coming up with, bro?
To earn your spot in the finale, you must create a one-session, 12-hour tattoo on the arm.
Wow.
What? Man, tattooing for 12 hours is definitely hard. Your hands suffer, your back suffers, the canvas suffers. This is crazy.
Your canvases are completely open and have been randomly assigned.
Let's go, let's bring it.
You can tattoo any style and any subject. This is your chance to give us everything you've got and earn your spot in the finale.
Let's hear, bro.
Hell yeah.
Head to your shops, and we'll bring in your canvases.
Very nice to meet you. So I came up with this sweet-ass piece that I'm pumped
Very
on.
cool.
I don't think you could ask what's any better.
Doing a 12-hour tattoo like this is not an amateur level thing. Your design has to be perfect, your application has to be perfect, and just your understanding of how to approach something on this scale is a totally different animal.
We are so much farther ahead than anybody else.
I'm choosing to do more of a Japanese-style frog flying a koi fish kite. I'm gonna bust my ass and make sure that every inch of this tattoo is absolutely flawless.
You've already beat everybody just with the drawing. So if you execute this tattoo like you do every other one, your name should be the first person called going to that finale.
Yesterday, you had to complete a 12-hour tattoo to prove that you not only have the skills, but the endurance to compete in the finale. However, your battle for a spot in the top 3 is not over. Before we critique your 12-hour tattoo, you must complete one final 6-hour tattoo. In a competition this fierce, if you can't draw, you don't stand a chance. So for this tattoo, there is no tracing. You must draw your design completely from scratch. You cannot digitally alter them. Without technology to hide behind, it will be apparent who has the drawing chops and who belongs on the chopping block. But that is not all.
Wow.
To prove you can compete at the level of a master, you must be able to draw and tattoo anything that is thrown at you. So today, the opposing coaches are calling the shots.
Oh, my damn.
Coaches, together you have the power to assign the artists on the opposing team a subject and a style. This is your last chance to set your team up for success and make sure an artist from another team is sent packing. Stephen Anthony, what style and subject will Josh tattoo?
I'm gonna get I want a fine line.
Realistic clippers. You gotta pull those long lines from the top of the crow's nest all the way to the front.
And your decision.
A fine line, black and gray, realistic clipper shit.
You dicks. Man feels super statty today.
Good.
Everything feels super nice.
Good. Focus on every line, Josh.
Today I'm going straight to the point, sharp, clean, bold. I cannot let anything be up for question in this.
Artists, to earn a spot in the finale, you had to prove you have the stamina and the skills to compete at the elite level of the Masters. You made it through 18 hours of tattooing, the most ever completed for a spot in the finale. Let's get to it and take a look at your 12-hour tattoos. Josh.
The illustration is really, really cool. You pretty much bring the traditional Japanese into the modern era with your own style on it.
All of the color application on this tattoo is beautiful, but what I like is that you do some of this color application solid wall to wall. You do other pieces where you shade off the color.
You really did hit as many of these skill sets as you could pack into one tattoo. It comes off really, really slick.
Thank you very much, guys.
It's time to determine who had the best 12-hour tattoo of the day.
I feel like we see 4 good tattoos, but Josh, for me, everything that we've tested on in this competition, this tattoo knocks it out of the park. You've been drawing your designs, you've been doing things that were out of the box. You made tattoos that were fun to look at. That is what we look for in this competition. Definitely Josh.
Going with Josh.
Oh, that feels good.
The judges have decided the best 12-hour tattoo of the day goes to Josh. Congratulations, man. You've earned the first spot in the finale.
Yes!
Boy.
Oh, that is everything that we have gone through, and every bit of bull that this competition has brought was worth every second of it.
Now, over the last several months, in their hometowns, the coaches and the finalists each had to tattoo their master canvas. Let's see how that went.
One last time, let's do this thing.
I came in and I talked a big game, and I'm here to win this whole damn thing, and this is the piece that's gonna solidify it.
So basically, that's what we're going with.
That's awesome.
I went a lot bigger than the other two are gonna go, but I said, it, let's go for it.
From Team DJ, Josh, come on over here, man. And reveal. You got a lot of coverage here, certainly the biggest piece that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to come out and just deliver something huge, epic, grand. This whole entire ride with everybody here has been that big. Trying to capture these animals and the whole body, the whole fight. There was no way I was keeping it on a chest, so I said, let's go big and let's go for it.
The first downside of this for me is the size of the dragon versus the size of his claws. Small claws for a huge dragon. Again, keeping in mind the relationship of each piece within itself and against its opponent is what makes these battle royales flow. As far as your tattooing goes, I think this thing has some really amazing features to it. I love the eagle. I love the snake. You know, these have a really strong look, and your color palette is strong. It gets a little hard to read in the sternum. That eagle's head could be a little bit lighter so that it really stands out.
What I do like is that you did go in and leave a lot of skin breaks. You did leave a lot of open skin. You did show that ability to go from ink to skin really smoothly. It is super detailed. It is packed to the gills. It is super clean, super smooth, bulletproof, solid Josh Payne killer tattoo, man.
Thank you very much.
We are not done yet. Juan and Josh, you've made it to the top 2, but only one of you will win $100,000, a feature in Inked magazine, and the title of Ink Master.
This is a really tough one just for the fact that each one of you guys have one piece of this that is bothersome, and then you have other pieces of this thing that's really strong. I wish Juan's dragon was more powerful, and I think Josh's eagle head in the sternum is very camouflaged.
For me, as big as Josh went, it lends it to be a lot more breathable. I think Juan's positioning of the eagle is a little bit off, but technically Juan's tattoo is so smooth and soft.
I think that Josh has more saturation.
It's 2 different styles of tattooing, so it's hard to really...
This really is a tight race. Let's bring it in. All right, guys.
JP!
All right, the judges have decided. Josh. You do have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Congratulations, man. That was an epic battle. Guys, go join your teams.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Juan. Great work.